The UK's first black Prime Minister, and his admirers range from Cheryl Cole to Labour's Ed Miliband. Now Jermain Jackman has just become the winner of The Voice 2014.
With a major record deal beckoning as well as doors opening to that political career he desires, who knows what path the 19-year-old will tread. Jermain's with us this morning. First of all, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
You must be feeling great.
I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. The weekend has been absolutely amazing.
Well, let's make you feel even better by reminding you of those winning songs from the final.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That was a showstopper, wasn't it?
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was just absolutely amazing. The band, the audience, the vibe, it was just all so amazing.
It was also winning was literally a dream come true, wasn't it?
Definitely. I had a dream, an actual dream. I remember I auditioned for the first series of The Voice, and in the process of me waiting to hear back, I had a dream that I didn't get the first time, but I won the second time. And I got in the second time, got a chair turned, and I thought that was my dream come true. But obviously not realising that I would actually win the series, and it was just... It hasn't hit me yet.
That's really goosebumps, isn't it? When you've actually had the dream.
2 years prior to me winning, it was... And I remember telling people about it, and them saying, "Oh no, you're going to get it this time, you're going to get it the first time, don't worry about the second time, you're going to get it the first time." No, it's not the first time.
And here's the moment that you heard that you had won.
Yeah, it was just...
You seem almost in shock. You're very calm. Is that because you knew it was going to happen?
No, because I was focusing on trying to hold back my tears, because I always said to myself, I don't want to cry on TV, don't want to cry on TV. I can't stand when people cry on TV. When you see it on other shows and they're all crying, all tears and bone coming out of their nose. I don't have time for that. I'm joking.
Take us back a bit then. How long have you been singing for?
I've been singing all my life, ever since I was a child, but probably when I was around 11, 12 years old, I decided to take my singing from the shower onto the stage. And I did it in my secondary school, Islington Arts and Media, and entered their talent competition. I eventually won it with that same song that I sang, And I'm Telling You.
I think we've actually got that, haven't we?
Do we have?
Should we have a little listen to it now?
Yeah.
And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best friend I've ever known. There's no way I can ever go. No, there's no way. No, without you, I'm not living without. I don't wanna be free. I'm staying.
Special about one of the things special about your voice is that range, because you're in sort of quite a high register of that song from Dreamgirls, and then later on, as we saw earlier, you go really down here and you've got all that power going. I mean, do you know how big your range is?
No, I don't know how big my range is
it?
at all. I've never measured it. I think that's something definitely to do. Sir Tom Jones did say that I do range from a baritone up to top tenor.
Yeah, which is very unusual.
Very unusual. But
So, what do you do with this now? You've got it all in front of you, haven't you?
I've got all the opportunities there. I'm going to make sure I take it with both hands and make sure I utilise them.
Well, this is really where the hard work begins,
Definitely.
actually, isn't it? Because it's one thing to win competition, but as we've seen in previous years, success is not necessarily guaranteed, and you have to... Are you mindful of what's happened to the other winners and how you need to really capitalise, and Will actually knows all about it.
Will definitely does know. I'm not focusing on the previous winners. I'm focusing on myself, and I'm so privileged to have a great team around me. Will's mentorship, and with that, I'm gonna work as hard as possible to make sure that we can get somewhere. And
so, what is the dream now? You dreamt that dream. You've done it.
The dream now
What's the next
is
one?
to inspire and motivate young people, because I want to use my success in music to give back to my community. And it's just so much. Obviously, you can see growing up in certain areas of the country, opportunities are not there in young people's faces, and it's about creating those opportunities and making sure that young people know what they're good at. And you never know, a young person might not even know they're good at fashion until that opportunity arises. Then they can create their own fashion label.
How will you do that, though?
I would do that I already had messages from young people saying that it's been so inspiring, the fact that a young man from Hackney's won The Voice, and that's inspired so many people so far. And I'm just going to continue by doing that, by going back to Hackney, putting on some more shows, inviting industry people down and seeing some of these young musicians and young singers.
Well, we mentioned earlier one of your ambitions is to become Britain's first Black Prime Minister. You are a youth coordinator with the Labour Party. Politics is important to you. Yeah,
politics is very important to me. It just comes underneath that social responsibility of giving back to my community. And like I said, I want to use my success in music to give back through politics, through music. And
so you obviously know how to win votes because you've just won a big competition. How long before we see you putting yourself up as a candidate for Parliament?
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I want to focus on music for the time
He's
being.
Very young. He's only 19.
I want to focus on music. Ed Miliband gave me a call yesterday. I was surprised. I saw my mobile ring. I was Ed Miliband. I was like, whoa, okay. So I answered, and he was like, yeah, let's meet up for lunch this week. And
for lunch? You're taking out lunch?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And he wants to talk to me about a couple of things.
What will you sing for him?
I don't know. Maybe their theme tune, the Labour theme tune. I don't know.
And it's amazing. The doors that open for you when you are in the competition, because Will took you to Buckingham Palace as well, didn't he?
Oh my goodness, that was absolutely amazing. To go to Buckingham Palace, meet Prince Andrew, be there in that environment, and because obviously they were launching this new initiative called Idea, and it was totally so inspiring to see a superstar like will.i.am being able to juggle his music and philanthropy, which I'm inspiring to do, which I really want to do myself as well.
One of the things that really struck me was that will.i.am was he was actually a lot more emotional than you at the end, wasn't he? He was really fighting back those tears. How inspirational has he been for you, and what sort of thing has he said? What's he saying to you?
He's been so inspiring to me. Literally, there's not one day where I was just like, oh my goodness, just like going to Buckingham Palace. I was in the car with him. We went through the gates. They were like, "Oh, I will." Normally, if you're public, they'll have to search you, making sure everything's alright. We just went straight through the gates, straight through to the event. It was just so inspiring just to be around him, seeing how he works, seeing how his mind works when we're in rehearsals. He knows exactly when he hears something. He's like, "No, let's move that. Put some beatbox in it." It's just so amazing how his mind just works.
When it comes to recording an album, then are you going to be writing your own material?
I would love to have some original songs on there with more input of myself. I love to write songs.
And will.i.am help you with that album now?
We'll have to wait and see. I'm not too sure. I'm fingers crossed.
Yeah, well, from what he said, I remember at the beginning of the series, I think he's going to take a very close interest in making sure that you get the kind of support that you need to build on your win. So let's hope that happens.
Thank you.
Jermain, it is lovely to meet you, and the very best of luck. I have a feeling we'll be seeing him again.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, all morning we've been talking about who you are, who you feel closest to, and what's important to you.
It's part of the BBC's new project, Who Do We Think We Are? Well, we've had a huge response. So many of you got in touch with pictures of yourselves that we can't show them all, unfortunately. Here's a good few of them.